Recording in progress.
Let's look at this paper. This is paper 2 of O-Level Math 4024, the second variant of May-June 2022. Now let's look at the first question. The first question says, in 2021, the cost of posting a letter was 84 cents. And it seems like this is a scenario of everyday maths. So let me write over here that we are dealing with a question of everyday math that is about percentages and that is about ratios and things like that. A company posts 1950 letters. Find the cost in dollars to post these letters. So take 1950, multiply it with 84, and this comes out to be 1638. This is in cents. Therefore, in dollars, that is $16.38. And this is an exact value, so there is no rounding off. That's the first part. In 2022, the cost of posting a letter is 96 cents, whereas in 2021, the cost of posting a letter was 84 cents. Calculate the percentage increase. So what's the increase? The increase is 96 minus 84, which is 12 cents. And what's the percentage increase? That is 12 divided by the original value, which is 84 into 100. And after rounding off, this comes out to be 14.3%. So also write over here, 14.3%. This is after rounding off three significant figures. So let me just do the correction over here. So this is 14.3%. Now part B. Now the question says the cost of posting a letter is 96 cents. 15% discount is given when monthly postage is more than $1,000. There is a company A and it posts 1,200 letters in 1 month. Then there is a company B. It posts fewer letters than company A in the same month. Company A and company B each pay the same amount to post their letters that month. And it's about the same amount. So let me just focus on this. I'll find the number of letters company B posts in that month. Now, first of all, if I take 1,200, this is for company A. And if I multiply it with 96, so let me grab my calculator. And this is 1,200 into 96. Hold for a second. So that's 1,200 into 96. That is 115,200. So this is 115,200. This is cents. Divide by 100, that is $1,152. Yes, it falls in this category of more than $1,000. Therefore, 1152.00 cents into a 15% discount, that means 85% of the value. So therefore, multiply it with 0.85. This comes out to be 97920 cents or $979.20. This is the amount that they have to pay. But if we talk about company B is posting little bit lesser letters. That means it is not eligible for the discount. That's what it means. And what we do is that we multiply the number of letters by 96 cents. That is 96N. And this value after the discount and this value with no discount should be the same. The focus is on fewer letters. So therefore, 96N is equals to 97920. And if I divide by 96, I get exact integer. That is 1,020. That's the number of letters that company B posts. So this is part B, and this is done. Let's move on to part C. Now it says, in 2022, the cost of posting a parcel with a mass of 1 kg or less is 4.60. The cost increases by $1.10 for each additional $0.5. Find the cost of posting a parcel with a mass of 3.5 kg. So basically, first 1 kg, that is a fixed cost. That is $4.60. And then the extra 2.5 kg, that is basically 5 times 0.5 kg. So that additional $10 for each additional 0.5 kg, that is 5 times 1.10, which is 5.50. So take this value, 4.60, take this value, 5.50, add it up, and this answer comes out to be $10.10. So 10.10, that is the exact answer. Over here, exact answer needs no rounding off. So over here, this is 3 significant, this is exact. And let me pinpoint to you where it's written. So over here, it's written, give non-exact numerical answers correct to 3 significant figures. That's non-exact. So if it's exact, we leave it as it is. Now let's talk about part D. Part D says the cost of posting a letter increases by 7.2%. And this is not a letter, this is parcel. After the increase, the cost of posting a parcel is 13.40. So this is some basic thing, original, final. If the original price is 100, after the increase, this is 107.2. If the original is W, after the increase, it's 13.40. So it's a question of cross multiplication. Therefore, W into 107.20, that is equals to 13.40 into 100. Make W the subject, and the value of W comes out to be 12.5. So this is 12.5. Again, this is exact. So even though this is paper 2, I think only at one point I did the rounding off. That was the need. And everything else is exact. And naturally, you're using the calculator. So the first question is done. Now let's move to the second question. And it seems like a basic algebra question. A is equals to 3P plus Q. Find Q when A is 23, P is 5. So find Q. So A is 23, and this is P is 5, and Q as it is. This is 23, this is 15, this is Q. So Q is the difference between 23 and 15. It's coming out to be positive. That is 8. So the value of Q is 8. That is the first part. The second part, expand and simplify. So this is 4x plus 10 plus 3x minus 18. 4 plus 3, 7x. 10 minus 18, negative 8. This is 7x minus 8. Third one, simple linear equation. 5y plus 3 is equals to 1. 5y is equals to negative 2. Y is negative 2 over 5. Leave the answer in the fraction form. Factorize. Let's take 4 common. Let's take r common. So I'm left with a 3r. I'm left with a 2s. There is no harm in double checking. 4r into 3r, that's 12r squared. 4r into negative 2s, that is negative 8rs. So everything is good. So just write 4r, 3r minus 2s. Keep in mind, it's not an equation, because some people, they get excited and they try to make it equal to 0. So this is not an equation, it's just an expression. And I think this is too easy. Rearrange A is equals to 3B to make B the subject. So A divided by 3 equals to B. So B is 1/3 A. This is 1/3 of A. So that is this question. That's done. Question number 3. This looks like pie chart and probability and things like that. So this is a probability. Let me write it down. Basic probability. A 5-sided spinner is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The table shows the spins, the result from spinning the spinner 200 times. That means this total over here is 200. So let me just highlight this. This total is 200. A pie chart is drawn to show this information. Calculate the angle of the sector representing the number 4. So number 4 is represented. Let me just mark it. So this number 4, the frequency is 35. So for 4, it's 35 out of 200 multiplying with 360 degrees because we are talking about the angle. So now using a calculator, this comes out to be 63 degrees, and make a habit of writing it right over there. Use the result to estimate the probability that the spinner lands on 3. So if we are talking about landing on 3, that is 28, and that is the probability. Just leave the answer in the exact form because no one is asking us to simplify. So that is 28 over 200. That is the answer. I can even write this thing as 14 over 100, but leave it as it is. So no need of simplification. Okay, and let me just make it precision. This is no need of simplification. Okay, Ji. Use the result to estimate the probability that the spinner lands on a number that is a factor of 30. So if we are talking about factor of 30, yes, 1 is a factor of 30. And then we have 2 is a factor of 30, 3 is a factor of 30, 4 is not a factor of 30, 5 is a factor of 30. So the corresponding frequencies are 51, 19, 28, and 67. Basically, it's everything but not 35. So there, the probability is 165 out of 200. So again, write this thing, 165 out of 200. Basically, a probability, not a factor of 30, was easier for me. That is for the number 4, that is 35 out of 200. So this is 1 minus 35 out of 200. That is 165 out of 200. So this is the alternative that I have done. And the usual thing is basically this 165 is basically adding up 51, 19, 28, 67. This is 51, 19, 28, 67 over 200. That is 165 over this thing. And this is the alternative way that's right over here. The spinner spun 3,000 times. Estimate the number of times it lands on an even number. So if we are talking about even number, 2 is even. And let me change the color. So we have 2, that's an even number, and 4, that's an even number. So this is 19, and this is 35. So 19 plus 35, that out of 200, that's the probability. But we are taking it out of 3,000. So we are multiplying it with 3,000. So basically, it's this probability of 3,000. And this answer comes out to be 810. That is the number of times that we will have this thing. So this is an estimation. So probability question is done. Question number 4, this looks like area, perimeter, volume. There is again surface area, surface area. So this looks like a question, and it is a question of mensuration. And it's about 2D, and it's about 3D. The diagram shows a pentagon. All the lengths are in centimeters. Calculate the area, calculate the perimeter. So let me do the working for both of them. Now, first of all, we have this length, which is 15. We have this length, which is 9. We have this length, which is 4. Let me draw another line, a purple line that's like this. So this line is how much? This thing is 15 minus 9, that is 6. So this one is 6. Now, if I have this pink line over here, not this one, this pink line over here. Now, let me choose some other color. Green color is better. Now, this thing is again 4. This is 4. So this is 4. So 12 minus 4, this is 8. This is a right angle triangle. So we have Pythagoras, and there are some famous right angles triangles such as 3, 4, 5, and 6, 8, 10, and 5, 12, 13. So this one is coming out to be 10 because 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64, add up to 100, square root of 100 is 10. So now let me highlight this thing in orange, and this 8 is already there. Okay. So if I talk about the perimeter, I can say that is 15, and it's for how many marks? It's for 3 marks. So basically, I've done the working, and all I have to do is add it up. So this is 15, 4, 9. The 6 is not included. 15, 4, and 9. Let me first write this thing. So that is 15, 4, 9. And then we have this side one, that is 10, and this whole thing is 12. So this is 10, and this is 12. There are 5 sides. So 10 plus 12, that is 22. 22 plus 4 is 26. And 26 is from here. And 15 and 9, that's 24. So this adds up to 50. And what's the unit? I think it is, there are no units, centimeters. All lengths are in centimeters. So write centimeters. So this is 50. The unit is already written. Calculate the area of the pentagon. So the area is everything that's on the inside. So basically, you can take this rectangle, you can take this triangle. So area of rectangle is 15 into 4. So area, that's area of rectangle plus area of triangle. That is 15 into 4 plus half into 6 into 8. This is 24. This is 60. 60 plus 24 is 84. 84 centimeters square. That's the answer. Now, some people, they ask this question that can we take this as a trapezium and then this as a rectangle? Of course you can. Okay. So now this thing is done. Volume of a sphere, the formula is given. That is 4 over 3 pi r cube. A sphere has a volume of this much. Find the radius of the sphere. So 4 over 3 pi r cube is 2572. R cube is 2572 into 3 divided by 4. Value of pi is 3.142. Where it is written to use this value, let's double check. So let's go to the front page. And it says, for pi, use either your calculator value or 3.142. I prefer this. The reason being, it's already in 4 significant figures. So that is a perfect match. So basically, always double check that you're not making any mistake in a hurry. So 4 and pi goes down, 3 goes up. This is r cube. Now use a calculator, or even write like this: cube root of 2572 into 3 divided by 4 into 3.142, and use a calculator, and the value of r is coming out to be 8.49 centimeter, correct to 3 significant figures. So this one, you had to do the rounding off. Okay, now this one, a cuboid has dimensions such and such. So there are 3 dimensions that's given. That's 2, which is over here. And then there is a 6. And then there is a 22.5. So this is 2. This is 6. This is 22.5. This is the height. This is the width. This is the length. Calculate the surface area. So surface area of such an object, it's 2 times. You want to write it symbolically, you can, or you can write it directly. So let me just write it like this. So there should be a red and blue. There should be blue and green. There should be green and red. So basically what's happening is that 2 into 6 brackets, and then in the brackets, that is 6 into 22.5. And then in the brackets, we have 22.5 into 2. So basically, this is what's happening. And naturally, you use a calculator. And this answer comes out to be 384. So 384 centimeters square. This is a 3D shape. A cube of H has the same surface area as the cuboid. So when we talk about a cube, each face has an area of x into x, which is x squared. There are 6 faces. So the surface area of the cube is 6x squared, and we are equating it to 384. So 6x squared is 384. X squared is 384 over 6. X is equals to square root, the positive square root naturally over 6 because it's a dimension. And X comes out to be 8 centimeter. That is exact. So we are done with this question. That's question number 4. Now 4 questions are done. And the timing is 2:42. So I think we started around like 2:20. So let me just mark it over here. Okay, so let me draw some lines. Okay, so the time interval, just like a frequency thing, and then the time taken in minutes, and then number of questions. So question number 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 questions are done. We started at 2:20. We went till 2:42. And the timing is 22 minutes in which I did the narration and then I solved the question. So that's 20 minutes, 22 minutes for these 4. Okay, so now let's move on. Now, another question, this time it looks like mean and cumulative frequency and all these things. So this is frequency and cumulative frequency distribution. It's about that. A group of students each complete a puzzle. The table below shows the time t seconds each student took to complete the puzzle. So the time t is in seconds. This is the range. And the corresponding frequencies are given. Find the number of students who took 2 minutes, 20 seconds or less to complete the puzzle. So 2 minutes is 2 into 60 plus 20. 120 plus 20 is 140. 140 seconds. Now, if I look at the graph, this is from 80 till 120. This is from 120 till 140. So basically, I need this number. I need this number. I'll add it up. 13 plus 26 is 39. 39 people took this time or less. Calculate an estimate of the mean time taken. So let me write over here mid value. Let me give it the symbol X. Frequency is F. So this is 100. This is 130. This is 145. And this is 150 and 250. So 150 plus 240 divided by 2, that is 195. So these are the X values. These are the frequencies. So therefore, X bar is sigma Fx over sigma F, which is 100 into 13, 130 into 26, 145 into 27, 195 into 24, everything added together divided by sum of frequencies. That is how much? Sum of frequencies is not given. That means I have to add it up. So 13, 26, 27, 24. 13, 26, 27, 24. So 26 and 24 is 50. And 27 and 13 adds up to 40. So this is total is 90. And then you use a calculator and then you get this value. This value comes out to be 147.5. So 147.5, that is the mean. And of course, write it over here, 147.5. And this is in seconds. A group of adults also completed this puzzle. So what was the first thing? That was a group of students each completed a puzzle. A group of adults. Okay, that was students, so this is adults. A cumulative frequency diagram for the times is shown. Now, the thing that you should focus on is that where exactly it finishes. So it finishes at 120 because sometimes it finishes at 100, but the labeling is still 120, which is misleading. So always double check. That means first thing I should write is that there are 120 adults who took part in the survey. That's the first thing. And the time in seconds is given. Use the cumulative frequency diagram to complete the frequency table. 50 to 100, 8 is given. So first of all, this is a frequency table. Okay. And what we have over here is the cumulative frequency. So how should we do it? And 2 marks are given. What we can do is that, let me first go to these values, which is 50, that is 0, 100, mark of the value. Okay. Let me go to 150. I'll first mark all the values. And this will also give me an idea for the part to come. For 200, this line is thicker. For 250, and last is 300. Okay. Now this value is 120, definitely. And then this value is, first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 110. So it's 2 units each. 110, 112. So let me write 112 over here. And then over here, this is 2, 4, 6. So this is like 65 in my view. And this is 150 is giving me 1, 2, this is 30. And 100 is giving me 2, 4, 6, 8, like this. Okay. Now the first one is given, and this is 0. So basically what we are doing is finding the difference between 2. 8 and 0 is 8. 30 and 8, this difference is 22. And then 30 and 65, this difference is 35. 200 to 250, 200 to 250, 112 minus 65. So let me grab a calculator. 112 minus 65, this is 47. And last one, that is 120 minus 112, that's another 8. So just have a look what I've done. So I have the values 22, 35, 47, and 8. Now over here, yes, if you look at the examiner report, maybe someone could be writing this thing as 36 and this thing could be 46. So maybe a variation of 1 unit up and down in these 2 values are there. This was too clear. This was too clear. Use the cumulative frequency diagram to find an estimate of the median. So median is like 50% of cumulative frequency. So go to 50% of cumulative frequency, which is 60, and then read off the value. So 50% of 120 is 60. And now touch graph and go down. So let me go to 60. So this purple line over here. And this thing is like here. So this is 150, 175. This is like 5 units each. This is 195. So I see this thing as 195. That is my value. And the examiner report says it lies between the mark scheme 192.5, 197.5. So this is pretty good. Now, this is a very nice question. It says 55% of the adults took between 125 and k seconds to complete the puzzle. Use the cumulative frequency diagram to find the value of k. Now, let me do this thing in steps. So step number one, that is go to 125 seconds and read the cumulative frequency for me. So 125 is over here. Touch the graph, read off the value. It's 2 units below 20. So this value is coming out to be 18. So this value is coming out to be 18. That's the first thing. Now, what we do is that the second step, step two, calculate 55% of cumulative frequency. That's 55 over 100 of 120. And this comes out to be 66. Now, as we have seen over here, if I think about the previous question, one value is 30, the other one is 65. So if I have this difference, I can find this value. Similarly, if I have 18, if I have the difference of 66, therefore, my third step is that is step number 3. 18 plus 66. If I add it up, that is 84. So that is the number of people. Now read the time. So step 3, that is for 84. So this is green color. Let me go till 84. So that is over here. Touch the graph. Read off this value. That is, I think, 215. That is what I'm getting. So this value is 215. That is the value of K. So basically what we have done, let me again explain it to you a little bit slower. The first step was this thing, getting this value, which is 18. This is step 1. The second step was this thing. This was step 3. Let me write it down. Step 3. That is for 84. Basically, step 2 is that 18 plus 55% of 120 gave me 84. So basically, 85% of the distribution lies between these two values. So that's how we do. The first step, read off 18, then evaluate 55%, get the value 84. From 84, read off this value, and this answer is 215. So that is, I think, the most trickiest part till now. Question number 6 looks like coordinate geometry, simultaneous inequalities. Okay, so this is coordinate geometry plus inequalities. Now, what does the question says? The question says the line y is equals to x plus 2 is drawn on the grid. So that's the first line, x plus 2. That's drawn. On the line, on the grid, draw the line x plus 2y is equals to 7. When x is 0, 2y is equals to 7, y is 3.5. When y is 0, x is equals to 7. So 0, comma 3.5 is 1 point, and 7, comma 0 is the other point. So 7, comma 0 is this point, and 0, comma 3.5 is this point. So let me join these 2 points like this. Okay, so that is the second line. And this is y is equals to x plus 2. Also make a habit of labeling it. This is x plus 2y is equals to 7. X plus 2y equals to 7. Use your graph to find the solution of the simultaneous equation. So they are intersecting at this point. X is 1, y is 3. So therefore, x is 1, y is 3. That's the point of intersection. Now the question further says the region R is defined by these 3 inequalities. That is, y is less than or equal to x plus 2. So y is less than or equal to x plus 2. That means the region should be below this line. below the red line. X plus 2y is greater than or equal to 7. It should be above the blue line. So let me write over here. So this is below red, above blue. And x is less than or equal to 5. So x is equals to 5. Let me first draw it. So x is equals to 5 is this line. Okay. And they all are solid lines because the inequalities are all inclusive. And this is left off. So it's left of this line. So this is the region R. Do we have to label it? Shade and label region R. Okay, that's the first thing. So this is the region R. Now it says the point Z is in the region. The X coordinate and Y coordinate of both of point Z are both integers. Point Z does not lie on the boundary. Find the number of possible positions of Z. So basically we have to label these points. And let me label this thing in dark blue color. This is one point, another point, another point, another point, another point, another point, another point. So what I see is that I see 7 points. This cannot be, 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 and that's all about it. And these ones cannot be. It cannot be on the boundary. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 points. That's the first thing. The y coordinate of point Z is 1 more than its x coordinate. Write down all the possible coordinates for point Z. So now out of these, the y coordinate is 1 more. All you have to do is read it. This is 2, 3. So y coordinate is 1 more. Okay. This is a possibility. Let me mark it. And then this is 3, 3. No, this is 4, 3. So this is 2, 3. Yes. This is 3, 4. Yes. And I think it should be the 1. This is 4, 5. The others are equal or lesser. So there are 3 points that I've marked in red. That is 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check. So this is 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. They are lying on this particular line. That goes like this. Y is equals to x plus 1. Basically, they lie on this line. So
recording in progress.
The diagram shows the speed time graph for a cyclist's journey. Yes, it's a question of kinematics. Calculate the acceleration of the cyclist during the first 8 seconds. That is about this portion. So the change in y is 6. The change in x is 8. So therefore, this is 6 over 8 or 3 over 4 or 0.75. So let me write 0.75 meter per second square. That is exact. Describe the motion of the cyclist between t is equals to 8 and t is equals to 90. So for this region. So this is 8 till 90. What is happening? The speed is same. It's not changing. So it's traveling at constant speed. I think that is more than enough to obtain this 1 mark. And if you want to add anything further, and acceleration is 0. That is extra. The total distance traveled by the cyclist during this journey is 558 meters. Find the value of t. So now the total distance is the area under the graph. So these two are the parallel lines, this one and this one. This is from 0 till t. This is from 8 till 90, which is 82. And the height is this thing, which is 6. So half sum of parallel sides, that is 82 plus t, multiplying with 6 is equals to 558. 82 plus t is 558 into 2 divided by 6, and then make t the subject. So the value of t is coming out to be 104. So this is 104. That's the answer for this one. Now it's asking us to convert 6 meter per second into kilometers per hour. So now if I write kilometer per hour, and if I want to convert it into meters per second, I'll multiply by 1000 because of the kilometers, and I'll multiply by 3600 in the denominator when I convert hours into seconds. That means I can just simplify things. A kilometer per hour multiplying with 10 over 36 will give me meter per second. Therefore, kilometer per hour will be meter per second value into 36 over 10. Okay. So basically 6 multiplying with 36 over 10, that is 216 over 10. That comes out to be 21.6 kilometers per hour. That's the answer. Part B. A car travels 352 kilometers, correct to the nearest kilometer. So nearest kilometer or nearest unit, what is the thing about it? The upper bound and the lower bound. It's a question of that. The time taken to travel this distance is 4.2 hours, correct to the nearest 0.1 hour, nearest 0.1 hour. Whenever the question is about nearest integer, for that matter, nearest unit, nearest kilometer, nearest meter, versus when it's about nearest 0.1 something or nearest 1 decimal place value. We add and subtract 0.5, we add and subtract 0.05. So now when we do this addition, subtraction, the addition is for the upper bound, the subtraction is for the lower bound. That means 352 plus 0.5 versus 352 minus 0.5. And over here, this is 4.2 plus 0.05 and 4.2 minus 0.05. This is upper bound, lower bound, upper bound, lower bound. Now it's asking for the upper bound for the average speed. So average speed is total distance divided by time taken. If I want the upper bound for the average speed, the distance should be the upper bound and the time taken should be the lower bound. Why? Because when we are dealing with a fraction, the numerator should be large, the denominator should be small in order for that fraction to be larger. That's a rule. So I'll take this value, which is 352 plus 0.5. I'll take the upper bound value and I'll take the lower bound value for the time. So therefore, this is 352 plus 0.5 divided by 4.2 minus 0.05. Naturally, we will use a calculator. And this value comes out to be 84.9, correct to 3 significant figures. So that's the answer for this particular question. So now it's 3:06. Let me double check how much work have we done. So we did question number 5, 6, 7. And let's say we started off at 2:43. This is 3:06, actually 3:07, let's say. So 2:43 till 17 minutes from here and 7 minutes from here. So this is 24 minutes for doing these questions. And now we will focus on 8, 9, and 10. Maybe there is 11, maybe there is 10, and we will see. So let's start at 3:08. And let's see. So let me comfortably go to that page. And I can also double check how many more questions are there. So there is question number 8. which is matrices. I'm just labeling it. And there is matrices and transformation. So there is matrices, there is transformation. So let me just label this thing. Then there is trigonometry. And last, I think it is coordinate geometry. And let's see if there's only 3 more questions. So let's see how much time do we take for this with all the narration and explanation and everything. So now this is 308. I'll start. The matrix A satisfies the following equations. Find A. So 2, 3, 5, 2, minus 5, 3, negative 4, negative 1 is equals to 3A. So the corresponding terms, the red and the red, the blue and the blue, the green and the green, and the orange and the orange. So that's how you do the subtraction. So 2 minus 5, negative 3, 3 minus 3, 0, 5 minus minus 4, 9, 2 minus minus 1, 3. That is equals to 3A. So make A the subject. Therefore, A is 1/3 of minus 3, 0, 9, and 3. 1/3 gets multiplied with each one of them, minus 1, 0, 3, and 1. So this is minus 1, 0, 3, and 1. That is the answer for this part. The determinant of B is 2. Now, how do we find the determinant? We multiply this way. We multiply this way, and then we subtract. So first of all, this way, and then this way. So let me just make it bigger. That's this way, and then this way. So minus sign over here, that is 2 into P, minus 4 into negative 2. That is 2P, and this is plus 8. This equals to 2. This equals to 2. 2P equals to negative 6. P comes out to be negative 3. So P comes out to be negative 3. That is the answer for this part. And then it says, write down the inverse of this. So now for B inverse, this is 1 over the determinant, which is 2. 2 and P change places. So this is minus 3. So this is minus 3. And this is 2. They change places. And who changes sign? Which terms? So that is plus 2 and negative 4. So I think I can leave the answer as it is. That's perfectly good, perfectly okay. So this is 1 over 2, negative 3, 2, negative 4, and 2. That's the answer for this part. Now transformation. The diagram shows shape A, shape B. Describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So A is the original one. It slides this way. Just focus on this point. Just focus on this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4 left. 1, 2, 3 up. So first of all, 4 left, 3 up. That is the translation vector. It's a translation defined by the following vector. So you have to write the name. You have to write the vector. The transformation represented by the matrix maps shape A onto shape C. Draw and label shape C. So if I focus on this, this is like 3 units long. This is like 2 units long this way, the trapezium. This is 1 unit. And the third line, I'll simply join. So if I do the calculation, which is simple, what you call enlargement. So this is basically an enlargement. They're not asking this, but I'm writing it. Enlargement, center, origin, because that is why we're using a matrix, and scale factor is negative 2. So minus 2, 0, 0, minus 2. Just multiply with the coordinates. I think that's the easiest thing to do. So 0, 1, a minus 1, 2, 0, 1. Let me write it. Minus 1, 2, 0, 1. Next one is 2, 1, and then 2, 2. 2, 1, and then 2, 2. So now when we multiply this with each of the columns, so blue, green, orange, purple, so you'll be getting 4 numbers. So let me first write it. So basically, -2 multiplies with the x coordinate, y coordinate becomes 0. So -2 into -1, that is +2. 0 remains as 0. 2 becomes -4. 2 becomes -4. So these are the 4 things. So let me mark it. That's the blue one. Then there is the green one. Then there is the orange one. And then there is the purple one. So these 4 ones are there. Similarly, if I take this 0 and -2 and multiply in the same manner, so therefore 0 multiplies with x, -2 multiplies with the y coordinate. So -2 into 2, -4, -2, -2, -4. And again, the color combination is the same. So this is blue, and then this is green, and then this is orange, and then this is purple. So these are the 4 coordinates that we get. Just plot them. So 2, -4, 0, -2. 2, -4, 0, -2. That's 2 points. And hold for a second. -4, -2, -4, -4. -4, -2, -4, -2. And then we have -4, -4. So -4, -4, like this. Now, let's look at it. This is this one. And then the blue one, that's for this. And then the green one, that's for this. It's upside down, inverted and enlarged. And last but not the least, the red one, that's like this. So this is a triangle. The shape is C. That's how it's drawn. Okay, so far so good. Question number 9, trigonometry. It says PQ is a vertical pole. That's PQ. And it's already dark, so no need of shading it. That's PQ. And then the dimension is 20. This is 11. It's in meters. Angle is 90 degree. Pythagoras is applicable. Show that PQ is this thing. So that's pretty basic. 20 square plus 20 square equals to, that's the hypotenuse, 11 square plus PQ square. This is 400. This is 121. This is PQ square. Therefore, PQ is 400 minus 121 square root. This comes out to be 16.703, which will be rounded off to 16.70, correct to 2 decimal places. A second rope is then attached from point P to S. So now over here, let me just do the shading so that you know exactly which terms are we looking for. This red line, the PR, that's over here. This is like the 3D view. And then this line RQ is this line. And the dark black, that is PQ. So now we also have PQ, that's known. The angle of elevation from P to S is 36 degrees. So this angle is 36 degrees. Calculate RQS. So they are interested in finding this angle, which is not 90, RQS. Now, before that, let me label this thing. That is QS. Can I find QS? Yes, I can. So first focus on the triangle PQS. And tangent of 36 degrees is 16.703 divided by, that is PQ by the way, divided by QS. So QS is 16.703 divided by tangent of 36 degrees. And this value comes out to be 22.99. 22.99. That is QS. That is the green thing that we found. Now we are given the triangle. This is basically step one. So let me write. So this is step one. That is this. Let me write step two. That is coming up. Now focus on this purple one, this triangle, which is this triangle on the ground. That is RQS. So now focus on triangle RQS. All three sides are given and they're asking for the angle. So apply cosine rule. 30 square is equals to 11 square plus 22.99 square minus 2 into bracket 2 into 11 into 22.99 into cos of RQS. So 30 square minus 11 square minus 22.99 square divided by negative 2 into 11 into 22.99 is equals to cosine of RQS. And using a calculator, RQS, the RQS that's RQS. So RQS is coming out to be an obtuse angle, that is 119.8 degrees. And the examiner has also given 119.9 degrees. So I'll just write 119.8 degrees. So that's how this question is done. That's the trigonometry part. Yes, there is more to it. And that was an application of cosine rule. So naturally, it has to be an application of sine rule, but with a twist. A third rope is attached. A third rope is attached. So that is this rope from P to T. The angles are given. Calculate PT. Now this PT, that is opposite of this angle, which is 97 degrees, because it is necessary for application of sine rule that the angle and its opposite side has to be used. Now, do we have some other length? Yes, we do have. We do have this green length, that is PQ, 16.70. We'll use this value. That means I need this particular angle for this. So therefore, let me write this thing as theta. So step one, show examiner every single step. Theta plus 40 plus 97 is equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, theta comes out to be 43 degrees. Step two, now apply sine rule. So this is an application of sine rule. So therefore, I'll write PT divided by sine of 97 degrees. That's the same thing as 16.70 divided by sine of 43 degrees. PT is sine 16.7 into, use brackets, sine of 97 degrees divided by sine of 43 degrees. And then we get the answer as 24.3. This is rounded off to 3 significant figures. So that is how this particular question is completed. Now let's look at this question. This is coordinate geometry. D is the point 46, E is the point EE. The length of DE is root 20. Form an equation, solve it, find the possible coordinates of E, show your working. So now, first of all, D is 46. E is E comma E. And DE magnitude. So I can subtract in any direction. I'll subtract in this direction. So therefore, this is E minus 4 whole square. This is E minus 6 whole square, square root. So this is e square minus 8e plus 16. This is e square minus 12e plus 36. Square root, that is square root of 20. Square both sides. So the square root will disappear. So 20 equals to 2e square. 8 and 12, that is negative 20e. 16 and 36, that's how much? That is 52. So 0 is equals to 2e square minus 20e. 52 minus 20, that is plus 32. E square minus 10e plus 16 is equals to 0. Factorize e square minus 8e minus 2e plus 16 is equals to 0. E common, e minus 8 minus 2 common, e minus 8. Therefore, e minus 8, e minus 2 equals to 0. Therefore, e is equals to 8. Therefore, e is equals to 2. The coordinates are EE. So, therefore, one of the coordinate is 2, comma 2. The other coordinate is 8, comma 8. So, that is what they're asking. So, how many marks are given? 5 marks. So, basically, it's an application of Pythagoras theorem and algebra. Next one, F is the point such and such. Now, let me write D first. D is 4, 6. So, I need D over here. That is 4, 6. F is minus F, comma 5F. And the gradient of the perpendicular bisector of DF is 3 over 2. That means gradient of DF is the negative reciprocal, which is negative 2/3. If two lines are perpendicular, gradients multiply to give you negative 1. So gradient of DF, that is 6 minus 5F, and 4 minus minus F, which is 4 plus F. So 6 minus 5F over 4 plus F equals to minus 2 over 3. Cross multiply, 18. 3 into 5 is 15F. Minus 2 into 4, minus 8. Minus 2 into F, minus 2F. Take it over here, minus 15 plus 2, minus 13F. And 18 and 8, that is 26 with a negative sign. Therefore, F comes out to be 2. Therefore, the coordinate of F is minus F, comma 5F. So therefore, if F is equals to 2, plug it in over here, plug it in over here. So F is minus 2, comma 10. So F is minus 2. This I have written for myself. The equation of the perpendicular bisector of DF is this thing. So yes, this will be used in the spot. So F is minus 2, 10. And D was given earlier. That's right over here, 4, 6. So D is 4, 6. So therefore, midpoint is minus 2 plus 4 divided by 2. 10 plus 6 divided by 2. 2 over 2 is 1. 16 over 2 is 8. This is M. That's the coordinate of M, which is 1, comma 8. The equation of perpendicular bisector is given. So plug the point in the equation. Plug the point in the equation. So what will we find? We'll find K. So therefore, 2y is equals to 3x plus k. 2 into 8 is equals to 3 into 1 plus k. 16 is equals to 3 plus k. Therefore, k comes out to be 16 minus 3, which is 13. So the value of k is 13. And the time is 3:26. So let me go up, stop over here, and 3:26. So basically, it's 16 plus 2, 18 minutes. So again, as you have seen, like as in the previous paper, the last 3 questions were not as difficult as people assume them to be. Now let me add it up. So this is the total. So 22 and 18, that's 40. 40 plus 2 is 60, 64 minutes. 64 minutes I have done for a 2-hour, 30-minute paper. That is 150 minutes paper. And this I have done with a lot of explanation and narration. So that means you can easily complete it in 2.5 hours. Take care.